Sailing is one of the most fascinating sports. The success depends on the team spirit and on the fitness of the crew, as well as on the quality of the technical equipment. This year, the 32nd America's Cup goes into the final round. Therefore, the crew must operate at full capacity. In the match race, the one-to-one competition, about 50 turns have to be completed. Each of these maneuvers demands a maximum of concentration, speed, and an optimum of teamwork. The encumbrances on the sheet ropes and on the rolls are very extreme. Power and energy are to be saved, and this works by the use of ceramics for heavily used components.
At BMW Oracle Racing, we are very happy about with the ceramic bearings due to the fact that they really reduce friction. And friction reduction is positive in two cases. First of all, it reduces the effort for the crew. And second, the velocities you need to have to move sails is a little bit higher than with conventional bearings.
Meanwhile, the technology from the BMW automotive engineering has proved to be successful on the sea too. Ceramic bearings are included by the BMW engineers everywhere the team on the yacht has to move heavily loaded connections. Pulleys as well as winches improve the work on board.
Yes, it is a brand new knowledge to use ceramic bearings in yard construction. So we started with preliminary designs and sketches, layouts for BMW Oracle Racing in 2004. And first bearings were used in 2005.
The loads that a sailing crew has to move during a maneuver are extremely high. Here is one example. In the area of the sheet ropes that bring the mast's angle of incidence in the right position for the race and wind conditions, an overall load of 8 tons acts upon the pulley. Due to a muffle system, it is halved into 4 tons. By the friction in the bearings and concerning all components of power, the grinder would have to engage a load of 1,500 kilograms if normal bearings are used in order to get the rope to move at all. Ceramic bearings decreases friction to 10% and reduce, in the shown example, the initial strength for the grinder from 1,500 kilograms to 150 kilograms. The ceramic bearings are developed and produced near Aachen. For many years they're used successfully in the area of top motorsport. One more reason for the engineers of BMW to get back to trolleys and bearings of different shapes. In a high-technology procedure, the basis is milled out of steel. By this, the workers supervise precisely the manufacturing process. Also, the ball race in which the trolleys or bearings move has to be just as resistant. The ring is formed out of a synthetic reel in which the necessary holes for a correct movement are drilled. After an accurate examination, they can take the most important pieces of the bearings, the rolls. But they have to be measured exactly to provide for a smooth flow. Therefore, ceramics are used, which has a higher resistance than metal. Between the different pieces of the feedstock is only a slight adhesion. The ceramic fixation and the high consistency are only given after being fired with high temperatures. A fascinating test clarifies the extreme strength feature of the ceramic material. If you try to destroy a bearing made out of ceramics with a metal sledge, the bearing will stay intact. When you repeat that attempt more often, the head of the sledge will be destroyed, but not the ceramic bearing. In a completing process of the whole manufacturing procedure, all 3 components are put together by human hand. The bearing, comprising steel rings, the embedded trolleys, and finally the synthetic body that is keeping the whole system together. One unique bearing is finished and it is ready to be used on the BMW Oracle Racing yacht in order to keep up against the highest pressures on the sea. Extremely high pressure lies, for example, on the trolley at the top of the mast. When you put up the sails of the spinnaker, maximal short-term revolution speeds appear. Conventional bearings are on the verge of blocking as soon as there is high external friction warmth. With ceramic bearings it's completely different. An easy function of the pulleys is guaranteed as there is no heat development.
There are some components which are pretty close to Formula One. The impact, for example, a Formula One car gets when it goes over a curb, and you can see that in slow motion in every TV cast, is comparable to what we have on the runner system when we, for example, pull the runner to full load and then ease it up. So the dynamic loading is quite similar, and we are really loading the ceramics to its bearing capacity.
What makes the work for the crew even easier is the fact that ceramic bearings needn't be maintained. All mechanical parts on a racing yacht are exposed to aggressive seawater. That is why every conventional bearing should be cleaned carefully and in short time intervals, and also be maintained with lubricant. The collaboration between humans and technology is one of the reasons that makes sailing so fascinating, and the developers of BMW are helping with their know-how to be successful in the 32nd America's Cup.